Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the Reporter Year in Review 2015. On tonight's programme, we'll be taking you through some of the biggest stories of the year. To start the programme off, we head to Paris. It's been a gloomy year for the old city. In January, the Charlie Hebdo magazine was attacked, triggering a hostage situation in a Jewish supermarket and widespread terror in the country. In November, a further attack saw 130 people lose their lives. Our reporter Davide Salvi has been following the story.
On the morning of the 7th of January, the atmosphere in Paris was still festive. It was only a week after the New Year's celebrations and the streets were full of tourists. But at 11:30, the atmosphere on the streets of the capital dramatically changed. Two brothers, Saïd and Sharif Kouachi, armed with assault rifles, walked into the satirical magazine Charlie Hebdo. They opened fire on journalists and cartoonists gathered for an editorial meeting. 12 people were killed and 11 others injured. Editor-in-chief Stéphane Charbonnier, known as Charb, and the cartoonists known as Kabou, Tignou and Wolinski were killed in the attack. While fleeing from the scene, the two brothers also killed a Muslim police officer called Ahmed Merbe, who was patrolling the streets outside. Al-Qaeda in Yemen, affiliated with the group Islamic State, immediately claimed responsibility for the attack. Charlie Hebdo became famous in the years before the assault for repeatedly publishing offensive caricatures of the Prophet Muhammad. At the scene of the incident, French President François Hollande called it an exceptional act of barbarism.
Nous sommes menacés parce que nous sommes un pays de liberté. Et parce que nous sommes un pays de liberté, nous conjurerons les menaces et nous punirons les agresseurs. Personne ne doit penser qu'il peut agir en France contrairement aux principes de la République et atteindre l'esprit même de la République, c'est-à-dire un journal.
An hour after the attack, a French artist posted on Twitter an image that simply said, "Je suis Charlie, I am Charlie." The slogan soon went viral, and in 2 days it became one of the most popular hashtags in the history of Twitter. Police began a house-to-house operation in search of the two assailants. They were spotted 7 miles from Paris, where they seized a hostage from a sign-making company. The siege lasted for 8 hours, and it ended with the death of the Kouachi brothers. Meanwhile, in eastern Paris, Amédi Koulibaly took several people hostage in a kosher supermarket. 5 of them were killed. He had previously met the Kouachi brothers and was reportedly in contact with them during the siege. French commandos stormed the store and killed Koulibaly. In the day after the Charlie Hebdo attacks, people gathered all over the world in solidarity with the victims. 1 million people marched in the streets of Paris.
J'espère profondément que voilà, ça va poursuivre et que on va rester vigilant et pas hésiter à s'exprimer.
Je trouve que je suis ému de voir tant de monde qui crie Charlie, qui est sur les mêmes valeurs. Et je trouve que ça, c'est quelque chose de fondamental pour moi, de très important. Et d'historique, parce que ça marque une volonté, je dirais, de conserver l'identité, on va dire de la France, mais plutôt l'identité des valeurs fondamentales, des droits de l'homme.
World leaders linked arms in unprecedented scenes of solidarity during the historic march against terrorism. The Charlie Hebdo publication, paid for by the government, came out regularly after the attack. In the front cover of the first issue after the attack, the Prophet Muhammad was featured holding a sign that read, "Je suis Charlie," under the words, "All is forgiven." The cover was highly controversial, and many French Muslims felt offended by the choice of the cartoonists.
Moi j'étais Charlie, moi, mais là je suis plus Charlie. Parce que ce qu'ils sont en train de faire, c'est pas humain, c'est pas de la liberté d'expression, c'est vraiment la guerre. Ils déclarent la guerre dans toutes les religions. Si un musulman, vous pouvez lui faire ce que vous voulez, moi, ne touchez pas au prophète.
The magazine also announced that it would print 3 million copies instead of the usual 60,000. But in Paris, the situation didn't go back to normal for long. On the evening of the 13th of November, a series of coordinated attacks interrupted what was meant to be a quiet Friday night. people carrying bombs struck near the Stade de France during a friendly match between France and Germany. This was followed by a number of incidents and mass shootings at cafes and restaurants in the center of the city. President François Hollande was attending the game when he was informed about the crisis. Around 1,500 people were also taken hostage at the Bataclan Concert Hall during a concert of the American band Eagles of Death Metal. Witnesses said the attackers were shooting people randomly.
Panique, tout le monde s'est jeté au sol. Mais après c'était méthodique quoi. Ils tiraient un peu partout au hasard. Et après, je l'ai vu tirer dans des gens, dans la foule, au sol. Donc là, on s'est dit, ça va mal finir, donc il faut qu'on s'en aille. Donc on a essayé de partir, chacun de notre côté, un peu comme tout le monde, et puis voilà.
During the attack, the hashtag Porte Ouverte, open doors, was used by Parisians to offer shelter to those afraid of traveling home after the attacks. The group Islamic State claimed full responsibility and said they were a response to the French airstrikes in Syria and Iraq. The attacks in November have been the deadliest in the European Union since the train bombing in Madrid in 2004. In response, President Hollande declared a state of emergency and introduced temporary border checks. He also ordered to intensify airstrikes against the IS group in Raqqa. In the days after the attack, police arrested 7 people connected to the perpetrators. During a major raid in the Saint-Denis area, Abdelhamid Abaoud, the mastermind behind the attacks, was killed. As France leaves behind a gloomy era of terror, the images of devastation will long remain in the mind of the French. Davide Salvi, The Report.